Oh yeah, he's awake and alive.
It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast with your friend Mike. It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast that you like, 'cause it's free. Here he comes now with Billy Matched Up. It's gonna start.
Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. Folks, I'm going to give you some advice right now. This is advice you can take to heart. You can write it down. You can remember it, whatever you need to do, but you need to make sure that this is advice that you follow for the rest of your lives. Folks, if you're excited about something, if there's something you think might be interesting or funny, something that you might enjoy, never mention it to Lily Von Strupp. Never do that. Don't ever go, hey, I saw something that I think is kind of neat or funny, and then share it with her, because she will sit in her chair with a puss on her face and destroy it, and destroy all hope you had for it being good. And she will look at you as if you're like a bug on a slide on a microscope. Like, how did I even think that you were funny or interesting in any way when this is something that appeals to you? Because, look, I'm not above being a guy who wallows in the muck, all right? I will wallow in the pop culture muck. There are things that I think are going to be awful, but sometimes I will think, hey, I'm going to enjoy that because I like the idea of it. But then I mentioned it to a Lily Von Strupp, who, as we all know, has the highest of tastes in all of pop culture. Her barometer is set way, way out of my league. I mean, I can't even possibly hope to aspire to the things that she enjoys. And then I tell her about something that I like, and she just vomits all over it. Vomits anger, vomits rage, gives me, like, I fucks it to death. Like, I'm like, what are you doing? Why do you, because all right, here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. There's a movie coming out. There's movies coming out. There's trailers that are online, and I won't watch online trailers. I don't like it. I like seeing the trailer in the theater because I used to love that part of going to the movies. I would love going to if I could be told, if they said to me, Mike, and by they I mean movies. If Big Movie called me and they were like, hey, Mike, and I said, hey, Big Movie, and they said, dude, if you will just pay normal admission fee to watch 2 hours of trailers, is that something you'd be interested in? Oh my Christ, it would absolutely be something I was interested in. I would give you whatever you wanted. Well, that seems high. I would give you normal admission for a film to watch trailers. But you know what though? I would want to say in what the trailers were. I mean, I couldn't go watch fucking Final Destination 9 or whatever the fuck you're trying to sell me. I don't want to see trailers for bullshit I'll never go see. But if you allow me to choose trailers from films that I'm interested in seeing in the future, I will pay you what you like, whatever you want. Again, that seems high, whatever you want. I don't want to price myself. God damn it, I got to come in with a tighter negotiation with Big Movie. Because Big Movie will bend me over. They won't fuck around. I'll just wind up, fucking coughing popcorn out of my mouth because they jammed the fucking butter tube so far up my ass. I can't have Big Movie rape me. I will not allow it. Unless they film that. Hold on, wait a second. If Big Movie rapes me and then they film it and I get a cut of it, maybe I'm in. Maybe it's, actually at this point in my life, maybe I do that. Maybe I give myself over to some sort of rape snuff film with Big Movie. Snuff film that I'm not around to enjoy it. Well, I'm not enjoying it anyway. I'm getting raped, for fuck's sake. That's not something I'm looking forward to. Certainly not by Big Movie in a butter tube. Oh. What? That's what I said. I said they take the big butter tube. Again, look, forget I even said anything. Let's just start this whole thing over, folks. Because apparently Lily doesn't approve, as she doesn't approve of anything that I've chosen as I've been sitting here. And I said, hey, did you see this? No, I didn't. What is it? Well, it's a trailer for a movie. Like, you should check it out. Okay. Yeah, I knew about this. It's awful. It's even worse than I thought it would be. Then turn it off, please. No, I'll watch till the end and I'll hate it the entire time. Well, no, why? Why would you do that to yourself? More importantly, why the fuck would you do that to me? Because now I got to sit here and watch you with a puss on your face, completely judging that and me at the same time, because I thought it was something I'd be interested in. And foolish me, because here's why. It's my fault, because I forgot that she lives in that world, so it's her whole viewpoint of it is clouded by that. It's like when there was a burlesque movie. I told you she went to see it ironically so she could laugh at it the entire time. So even if that movie had been good and had been true to life and portrayed burlesque the way it was, she was still going to hate it. It didn't matter.
I would have loved it.
Nope, you would have hated it. Just like this movie coming out now. It's called, what the hell's it called? The Incredible Mr. Blunderstone, I think it's called. And it stars Steve Carell and Steve Buscemi and Jim Carrey. And I'm a fan of concepts, folks. I like concepts. I love the idea of looking at an over-the-hills Siegfried and Roy magic duo as they get their ass beat by the new Chris Angel guy. Will there be terribleness in this movie? Of course there will, because in the trailer, look, I don't testify that every minute of the trailer, every second of the trailer made me laugh. It closes on a horrible piss joke, and there's a couple of things in there that I certainly don't agree with. But come on, just the idea of Buscemi and Carell again. But again, I have to be honest, I'm over Steve Carell. I shouldn't be, because Steve Carell's a genius, but unfortunately, he gets to do that thing where he's Steve Carell kind of in every movie. And even though he's not, like, I didn't see Crazy Stupid Love, which I heard was really good, and I heard he was really good in it. And then isn't he a retard in some film? Like, he played he was like a retard, or I don't know what the fuck. He played some guy in a movie where he was all fucked up in the head, and I didn't see that movie, but I heard it was good. And those are the movies I should be seeing of his, because I should be seeing him spreading his talent wings instead of playing the same dude all the goddamn time. But come on, Jim Carrey, look, and yes, I didn't see Mr. Popper's Penguins, and I didn't see fucking, the hell else did he do? He did some other bullshit, right? Wasn't he in, did he do no, he didn't do Horton Hears a Who. Steve Carell did that fucking movie. What the fuck's with these idiots and Dr. Seuss? Stop, leave it alone. Let the man rest in peace, for fuck's sake. Quit raping his corpse with a butter tube. A Jim Carrey held butter tube as they bent over the corpse of Dr. Seuss and rammed it up his ass and then covered fucking Jim Carrey in a green bath mat. But I still like Jim Carrey. I like him. They're making a Dumb and Dumber sequel with him in it. I'm seeing that the second it comes out. Dumb and Dumber is awesome. How do you not love Dumb and Dumber? It's genius. Ugh.
It's going to be Grease 2.
Good.
No.
Yes, that's even better. That's the best news I've heard all day. Hold on a second. Where did you hear that from? You're tapped into Big Movie, aren't you? You're tapped into Big Movie, and they said it's Grease 2, and now because they knew that, now you've definitely, I'll pay double. If you're telling me Dumb and Dumber is Grease 2, I will pay double to see it. No, because Grease 2 didn't have anybody from Grease in it.
Yes.
Except Belmuto. And come on, who's paying to see Belmuto? Who in their right mind is like, they saw Grease and they went, oh, they're making Grease 2? Fuck, I hope Belmuto's in it. Nobody. You know what? I'll be honest, though. I see Dumb and Dumber if Belmuto's in it. Oh, my God, do I see it. I told you they should have crossover guys. They should have, like, fucking Superman should be fighting against, like, the Nazis. You know what I mean? Like, there should be real enemies, and like Travis Bickle should go ahead and fight the Avengers. I mean, like, you should do all that kind of shit. Yes, I believe in crossovers. You should have crossovers in everything. That's why I think Rockstar should fight. I'm serious. I think Rockstar should fight. That would be fucking amazing. Crossovers and Rockstars fighting and all that. Look, just make all of pop culture one giant bouillabaisse, and who fucking cares? There should be, because again, I love concepts. I love the concept of having, like, dude, wouldn't you go see, if Martin Scorsese made a movie, a mob movie, and it featured, like, you know, Jimmy Conway and, you know, fucking, and, you know, Joe Pesci. It featured the guys from Goodfellas. But the gang that they were fighting with was the Sopranos. You don't fucking see that movie? How amazing would that movie be? It'd be the greatest. The ultimate smash 'em up. If you went to see The Godfather, all right, like they say they have The Godfather, Pacino, The Godfather, whatever, and he was being chased by the Untouchables. Like, it was like Kevin Costner and Sean Connery and those dudes. Like, come on, how do you not see that? That's amazing. It's like the superpower battles of the fucking great villains and great heroes, bad guys. You wouldn't see Pacino's character from Heat trying to track down Reservoir Dogs? You wouldn't see that? Holy shit, how amazing is that? His whole team, fucking Mike Kelty Williamson and fucking, it's not Ted Levine. Is it Ted Levine? Yeah, it's Ted Levine. I always mix up Ted Levine and Tom Noonan because they're both fucking amazing and you don't ever know their name. But yeah, so it's Ted Levine. Ted Levine, Mike Kelty Williamson, fucking Al Pacino, and they're trying to crack the case. Trying to go after Mr. Blonde? Oh, my God. It would have to be a prequel. Actually, I think it's Pacino's guys who grabbed Mr. Blonde and put him in prison and tried to get him to turn on Big Joe Cabot, and he wouldn't. And Pacino would have put Macaulay away, too. He would have. He had to put a bullet in him, but he would have put him away. Except he had coffee with Macaulay half an hour ago! Goddamn heat's amazing. All right, so folks, hi, Merry Christmas. I love it. I love my idea. If all of Hollywood just didn't if everything was public domain and you could just mix it up, that'd be fucking great. Like a huge grab bag. I don't know why Rockstar's Fighting comes in with mixing up movies. I don't know why that happened. You know why? Because here's why. Because I was in the car today and I was listening to, all right, because rock and roll has that sheen of badassery, all right? So it's like you want to think, because that's the thing, there's rock stars, and you also, they kind of think that they're dangerous. Danger is an element, and they're badasses and all that kind of stuff. Even guys like Toby Keith try to play up the fact that they can kick your ass or kick somebody's ass, because that's basically what it all gets down to in the world is, can you kick my ass? Really, that's... Chris Rock said it best. It's like, can you really, you're Mr. Smart, you're Mr. Smart guy, can you kick my ass? Because that's what it comes down to. So that's what Toby Keith wants you. You think he can kick your ass. And again, he's like 6'8", and he loves America, and he's got fucking weird hair. He carries a guitar that'll smash over your head like the fucking honky tonk man. I would fight Toby Keith. I would lose, probably. I'm at the point now where I can't, like, I want to fight people. Like, I want to fight and fuck everybody, but they're all out of my weight class. Like, I can't fucking... I see girls all the time, and I'm just like, God damn, I would just go to town on that chick. And in reality, she would be horrified by that. She would just be like, oh my God, you are the worst ever. Like, it's like, because I mean, you think, again, all of us think that where you see a girl, you're like, oh, the things I could do to that. Yes, you know what you could do? You could lock the doors and prevent her from running away because she would have no interest in you. Because I'm 45 and old, and it's over. It's over. Happened today at the fucking post office. I'm at the post office today in line. By the way, if you're in line at the post office, get the fuck out of line. Now. I don't know what you think you're trying to accomplish. I don't know what you're trying to fucking prove. Get out of line at the post office. I've had to go twice in the past 2 weeks, okay? I had to send some shirts off to some fine people. Anthony in Australia, feel free to let me know if it arrives, Anthony. Because otherwise, I picture some fucking Aborigine running around the hinterlands. Do they have hinterlands out there? I have no idea what they do. And why would the Aborigines get their hands out? Are they raiding post offices to steal fucking parcels? No. They want to hide in the brush and eat a koala bear. That's what they want to fucking do. Aborigines aren't, come on, they're not maniacs. They don't eat koala bears. Koala bears are cute. Can you eat cute food? Would you eat a koala bear?
Everyone's hungry enough.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying. But I'm saying right now, if I told you I made a fucking awesome koala bear sandwich, would you make it?
Probably not.
You would eat it. Bullshit. Look, why are you disagreeing with me all day today? God damn it. I go, watch this amazing trailer. Boo. And then I'm like, hey, did you see the trailer for Mark Wahlberg and The Rock in this fucking Michael Bay movie? She's like, oh, sounds awful. I'm like, of course it sounds awful. Because you didn't come up with it. You didn't think of it. Tell me more about your trip to Fresno. Lily went to Fresno and killed it. Killed it, folks. It was amazing in Fresno. I can't even believe you went to Fresno. What a fucking armpit. I hate Fresno. Armpit is being generous. Fresno's a terrible place. I said that. It had homeless roaches. Awful. Roaches in the street. But you're used to that. You're from Florida.
There was a nice place that I played.
It's in Fresno. Not nice. Boy, you are going to disagree with me at all points here. Just nod your head and go, yes, Fresno's awful. All right. Fresno is the New Mexico of California. It's a terrible place. All right, so.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like Fresno. I didn't enjoy it.
Apparently you don't like New Mexico either.
New Mexico's the worst. Why is that a secret? I hate it. I've been there, like, literally, I've driven through it like 4 times. I almost got robbed once. I was getting in a fight with Indians once. They wanted, these Indians just, like, leaning there, drinking their fucking beer and you know, cursing me, building their dream catchers to try to steal my soul. All right. If you're in line at the post office, folks, stop. I've been in line. I had to get in line, so I had to ship shirts off to Anthony and then another person who was getting the shirt for Christmas. And we are after Christmas, so I can only hope it arrived in time. I was assured that it would. But I don't want to give their name now, just in case it did not, because perhaps it's coming today or yesterday or tomorrow. I say that because you're listening on Thursday, but I know today full well it didn't arrive yesterday because there was no mail running yesterday, unless you're in Australia and you're an Aborigine, because they raided a fucking postal service and they delivered parcels on Christmas because the Aborigines, they're godless heathens. They don't know anything about the Lord and his birthday. All they know about is stealing mail. That's what Aborigines do. They sit around all day, they listen to Midnight Oil, and they steal mail. How mean am I to the Aborigines?
Mean.
I should back off. I need to back off the Aborigines. Look, the time has come to say fair's fair. I got to pay the rent. I got to pay my share. I know you might not agree with me, but the time has come, folks. A fact's a fact. Hey, Aborigines, that mail belongs to them. Let's give it back. I bring it back around and I kick the Aborigine right in his fucking Aborigine ass. You didgeridoo playing dick? All right.
Wow.
That's right. I'm angry at Aborigines. Well, because again, we've already established they eat cute animals and steal mail. That's not good. But you know what? If you're an Aborigine and you live in the fucking scrub brush, you got to do whatever it is to stay alive. So periodically you steal a parcel. And occasionally you eat a koala bear. So what? It keeps you alive. It keeps your tribe vibrant. And I believe me, Aborigines want a vibrant tribe. That's what they're looking for at all points. So I had to go pick up mail. I had to send mail, as I mentioned. All right, we'll start with that one because I got in line. Dude, all right, well, fuck. Post office opens at 9 by my house, 9 a.m. for the windows and shit. So I get to the post office. I leave my house at, 5 minutes to because I live 30 seconds away by car. I know what you're thinking. I could probably walk there in 10 minutes, but why not? Why not drive a car? Why not do whatever I can to ruin the environment? Because I don't have children and I don't care about yours.
Oh my god.
So that seems strong this Christmas season. I love your kids. All right.
Oh my.
So I go to get in and this was like the 22nd? No, the 20th? I don't know. It was last Friday. I don't know when I sent these shirts. This could be a false story. Anyway, so I show up at the post office. I'm going to sneeze. I'm trying not to sneeze. And it's like this battle. And that's why you have no idea what's going on right now in the center of my face. Like my nose is like so angry at me because I won't sneeze because it wants to. So I'm just letting you know that it may involuntarily happen at some point. So just when you least expect it, folks. There'll be a sneeze unleashed. But luckily, sneeze guard right here on the microphone. All right, so please don't even pretend to like this. You hate everything I do today, so that's fine.
Sneezing on that.
Why? Who uses it but me?
Me.
So what are you? So what? Like you haven't had me sneeze in your mouth before. All right. What? Really?
That is gross.
Well, it depends.
No.
All right. I'm a spit guy in the right way.
No. Stop.
It depends. It depends on how it's used. All right. Why are we at loggerheads today?
You came in here all, hey, this is great, and I just went,
You hated everything.
I didn't hate it.
You did.
I just went, and you were like, you hate everything. Whoa, whoa, whoa. was
Did I make robot hands too? I did robot hands. Bop bop. You hate everything. Bop 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 bop. All right, folks. You should have a microphone today so we can have this little point counterpoint action. Because people out there right now are just like, get her on the microphone. We need to hear why she hates everything.
I don't.
You know what she hates more than anything, folks? Using a microphone. So you will not hear from her, except in the background in the distance, as I keep referring to her. Folks, I got to the post office, and there's like fucking 11 people out in the back, like waiting for them to open the door and get in line, which is fine. I understood there was going to be some people. I didn't think there was going to be 11. And one of them had he had a giant tub of parcels, that kind of thing. It was depressing. Then finally they came and they opened the door 5 minutes after they were supposed to, by the way. And they opened the door and we walked in and there were 8 people in line. Because they opened the front doors first. And let those people in and then let the back people in. So I was like 19th in line. And furious about it, not happy. Just sending 2 parcels. But I understand, again, that's the way it works. And eventually the post office will go bankrupt and then we'll have to, I don't know, just throw our packages into the air and hope a swooping falcon comes by and brings it where it's supposed to go. I don't know. But they're about to be bankrupt and I don't know what the fuck's going to happen then. But I know what won't happen. I won't be waiting in line in the morning for 45 minutes waiting to send 2 shirts, one to Australia and one to parts unknown. with people in front of me who are just standing there, old people who have nothing better to do with their lives. And then they get to the front of the line, and this is true. This is fucking true. It sounds like a goof, but this is totally true. There were old people in line ahead of me, and they would get to the window, and they were just there to buy stamps. Around the Christmas season, they're standing in a line for 35 minutes. You could, and at this post office I went to, if you went outside and took a crosswalk across the street, there's a mailboxes, etc. that sells stamps and all sorts of bullshit that you could go right over there. There's fucking nobody in it. It's empty. Go buy stamps. You can go get stamps at like Ralph's and shit now. They sell them all over the fucking place. But people were waiting in line. And then, even worse, there's like a granny and she's bitching about the line and she's blah, 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 blah. She's only 3 people ahead of me, which means she's like 15th in line. So then she approaches, and then as we get to the front and there's only 2 people ahead of her, she goes, I'm tired of waiting. She leaves. Which is fine because I move up a spot. And I just laughed my ass off at her. Like, she's just like, I'm leaving. And I'm like, ha ha ha. Like, just get the fuck out then, Grandma. Why are you even standing in line to buy stamps at Christmas time? There's no way you're sending out your Christmas cards because we all know you fucking sent those out December 1st because you have nothing better to do with your life. You have to hustle them out the door immediately in case you die in your sleep in December. I'm in line, that woman bails. And also there were old people. This old woman went to the front to buy stamps, and then she wasn't happy with the stamps. Like, she was buying collecting stamps. And she made them go, because my post office, folks, is filled with the non-Americans. A lot of people who don't know the language, they're working there, and good for them. You got to hire somebody. But she they're having a communication breakdown anyway, and then she makes her go look in every person's drawer for stamps and come by and show her the stamps. She looks at them, she's like, no, I don't want these. I want a different kind. And she's going through stamps and not realizing how perilously close she was getting to being beaten to death by people behind her waiting to mail packages. It's like, dude, get out of fucking line. You want stamps? Go across the street and get stamps. You're not a philatelist? I don't know what the fuck you are. You're a delaytalist because you're delaying this fucking line and I got to send packages to Australia. Anthony's waiting. Anthony has to outrace the Aborigines to the fucking PO drop to get his fucking shirt, to make sure that there's some native out there now killing snakes while wearing a fucking Panda Boy shirt. Scar Panda. He ordered Scar Panda. He didn't order Red Boy. There's no Panda Boy shirt. All right. Panda Boy's the logo of the show, folks. We thought about making that the shirt. Decided against it. No one cares about the interior workings of the decisions of Mike Schmidt Incorporated. Folks. I was at the airport today. I was at the post office. Jesus Christ. I had to go to the post office today to pick up packages. If there was any, I had to check my P.O. box. And then there was some stuff I had to wait in line. And I'll talk about that next week, by the way. If you sent me something, I'll mention it next week. Because here's why. Because I like arbitrary deadlines. And next week is like the end of 2012. So I feel I should give one more week of things to arrive, if anything's going to arrive for Christmas. And then I'll talk about it next week. Right? Does that sound good? All right. Because I don't, I was going to do it today. Like, I was like, because I mean, I've been, some very nice people have sent me some things. And when all the shit hit the fan of that ridiculous job, a lot of you stepped up as well. And, and so I'll mention it, like I said, next week. Because if I do it now, and then more stuff comes and I got to mention it next week, no, I'll do it at the end of 2012, beginning of 2013. Because then we usher in 2013 with a clean slate. So getting back to Aborigines. No, I'm at the post office today waiting in line to send stuff. And the only good thing about waiting in line today was there was a clear winner of who would I fuck at the post office. A clear winner. Just this fucking, that's what I was getting to earlier when I was talking about how you will never, like, you see people and you just go, there's like literal physical pain, like almost like a pang. I don't, and again, I'm in a weird fucking place as it is anyway, because I've failed so miserably and I might find myself, because I'm excited about life sometimes, and then sometimes I find myself in the car, tearing up because I'm listening to Time by Culture Club, and it reminds me when I was a young man, and those days are gone, folks, gone. So I'm at the post office, and this girl was just all boots and hip bones, and she was Asian too. Asians, just fucking stop, all right? Stop being Asian and attractive And fucking you and your sideways vaginas and your wily ways. Stop, Asians. Enough. Quit looking hot and making delicious food no matter what country you're from in Asia. Oh my God. Thai food and Korean food and Chinese food and Japanese food and Thai girls and Korean girls and Japanese girls and Chinese girls. I'm moving. Fuck it. I'm moving. I just, you know what? Forget it. You keep being hot Asians, keep making hot food and keep going to the post office in your fucking Paul Stanley boots and your hip hugging pants and keep working at Lily's show and stripping and being Nikita Bitch Project. Oh, dude. I went to Lily's Monday Night Teas this week, folks, and it was a Christmas show. It was Christmas Eve. And so, and by the way, all right, here's the thing. I brought Karen. Karen and I went to the show. It was fantastic because it was funny. Karen and I, look, I love my wife, all right? But we wind up, like, I was talking to her about what we were going to do on New Year's Eve. And because last year we did the Jewish thing where we went to movies and Chinese food. We've done that the last 2 years. We kind of decided, you know what, we don't have kids and we don't have family out here, so let's kind of have our own tradition. We'll jump on the Jewish fucking Chinese food and movie thing. We'll go to the movies and have Chinese food. So I just thought that's what we were doing this year. So I assumed we were doing it on New Year's Eve. And then my wife changed the plan up. She made reservations for us at a restaurant called Son of a Gun, which is the seafood version of Animal. Like, I've been to Animal. And I've talked to you about it on here. Well, we went to Son of a Gun, which is just fucking, I mean, just amazing. They have like this stuff called Steelhead Roe in maple whipped cream with pumpernickel. Oh my God, dude. It's fucking, again, it's that thing where you order the food and it's so good. They had a linguine with clams that was so good. It was delicious. So Karen's like, yeah, I made a plan for us on New Year's Eve. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought we were going to the movies and doing that. And she's like, no, I can change it, I guess. And I go, no, I'm good. I'll go to Son of a Gun because I don't mind. Okay. But then Karen's like, well, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, I don't care. I mean, we're going to Django that night, so that's fine. She goes, yeah, but what do you want? Do you want something for dinner? You want to go somewhere for dinner? And I said, well, if we're going to dinner on Christmas Eve, we don't need to go on Christmas. And this is where my wife and I talk past one another. You know what I mean? Because, just cook me food like you love me. That's all. That's all you got to do. I've said this a million times. Quit asking me what I want. You know what I want? I want to sit in a warm house while you cook food and it smells great, and then you serve it to me, and then you even cut it up for me, and I don't ever have to use my hands. That's what I want. I don't ever want to have to use my hands on Christmas, unless I'm using them on you after we're done with everything. That's fine. But I don't ever want to have to lift a finger or do anything. That's my gift, okay? I don't want a present. I don't want shit. I want to see you open your cool stuff. And then you can smile at me, and then we'll do a sex thing if you want, which is I'm into, which is good. And then you can cook something and then feed it to me, and that's it. That's all I want. I want to be like a king for a day. That's it. That's all I want to be. Call XTC. I want to be king for a day. Tell them to stop making plans for Nigel because I want to be king for a day. God damn it. Dear God. All right. You know, folks, I love me. Honest, I swear to God, I love me so much. All right, so Karen's in the car, and we're doing that thing where we're playing Who's on First over what the fuck I'm going to have for dinner on Christmas. And I'm like, because here's the thing. Last year, she made meatballs. I told about this. The best meatballs in the history of the world. This recipe I found that actually people who listen to the show, you know who you are, wrote me and said, what is this recipe for meatballs you're talking about? So then I had to Google it and find it and then send it to everybody. Like I told everybody where to go to find it. And then someone said that they were forever going to call them Schmidt-balls. And I'm like, why? Good for you and your family. That sounds horrifying, but good for you.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm getting letters. I'm getting people are writing. People are nice, and then some people aren't nice. And I'm just gonna get more now because I'm talking about I went to Son of a Gun and I bought Karen. I had to get Karen her Christmas gifts, so I went to Macy's. Remind me where I was. So bullshit. No, we're in the car and we're talking past one another, and she keeps like, she says, well, what do you want? Like, and I mean, you know what I want? I want you to make fucking meatballs and leave me alone. Just stop asking me. Just quit. You know what? I don't want to have to make a fucking decision. I want you to know what you're going to make for me, and I don't have any say in it. You're going to make meatballs like we've had every year, the new tradition. Remember? And but I didn't say that. I mean, I'm just like, because I don't want to tell her, because dude, she's working this temp gig and I'm not working, and she's working 12-hour days, like to make up for missing time. Because again, that company, Dude, temp work is a fucking rape. I mean, because you go there and everybody else works there and they get Christmas Eve off. They're so happy to leave at 1. And Karen's like, I can't leave at 1. I need money. Like, it's that weird mindset where she's like, I don't want to be off that day. I don't want to leave Christmas Eve. Like, she wants Christmas off, but she's like, Christmas Eve, I want to work a full day. And they're leaving at 2. But they all, they knock off at 11 and they talk until 2 and then they leave. It's like that last day of school bullshit. So she's been working 12 hours days to make up for the hours that she's going to lose for Christmas and Christmas Eve, which is astonishing to me, that the effort that she's making. And she's doing it for us, and that's fucking huge. But then she's like, what do you want me to make for dinner on Christmas? And I mean, how the fuck do I tell the woman who's been working 12-hour days what she's supposed to make me for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? Oh, I know. I want you to make me this 4-course deal. And again, I don't want to fucking do a thing. I don't want to get up or do anything. I want you to make it and cut my food. And, and by the way, don't forget, you've got to be up Wednesday morning at 5 to go to your job to work for 12 fucking hours. God damn, I can't say that. So I want her to volunteer and say, yes, I will make that. So we're in the car. She's like, what do you want? I go, look, I don't want anything. I go, seriously, I'm fine. Whatever you choose to do is cool. Well, but what do you want? Well, I don't know what I want. If you want to make dinner, that's great. If you don't want to make dinner, that's fine. We're going to the movie that night, so it's not that big a deal. We're going to be at Son of a Gun the night before. It's not that big a thing. Well, yes, but what do you want for dinner? I don't know. Whatever you want to make is fine, because I don't want to tell her she has to make dinner. But she's incapable of making a fucking decision on her own, which I found out at Walgreens. This happened at Walgreens. I went to Walgreens the other night, and I just, look, I'm repeating myself. I'm just telling you the same story over and over, just in a different fucking location. Every story boils down to, I'm fucking nuts and I can't stand being around people, and I don't want to be there when the shit hits the fan. I don't want to be there when it happens. And Karen could not care less. Karen will go to a grocery store. She's that person who writes a check, okay? But doesn't write a check until everything's checked out and in the bags. And then she mentions she has coupons. And then she wants to talk to a manager because last time she was there, she didn't get her $5 off something. And I'm like, oh my God, no, stop doing this. It drives me crazy. So we were at Walgreens the other day, and she bought a bunch of stuff and I bought stuff, and they rang it up. And she told the guy, she goes, that's supposed to be a different price. Now we're at Walgreens at 2 a.m. So he goes, oh, well, I'll go check. So he has to go do a price check. So he walks away. Now again, it's 2 a.m, so there's nobody there. All right. So it's just Karen and I standing by the counter. The guy goes and does the price check, and he comes back and tells her she's wrong. And she goes, oh, okay, that's fine. Because she is not completely mortified by the fact that she just made this fucking guy take a lap at 2 o'clock in the morning to find a price on mascara that wasn't correct. I don't know why that doesn't bother her. It bothers the fuck out of me. I can't even believe she made him take a break. If the guy said to me, hey, this isn't right, or this is the wrong price, and she said, oh, it's wrong, I don't want it. I don't want it. Why would I make the guy go look? Yes, I know he's an employee and he works there. That's what he's supposed to do. But I don't care. So he comes back, and now there's people in line behind us. And he rings up the rest of our stuff, and there was I forget what the fuck it was. There was some price that was wrong. And she looks at me and she goes, should I get that? I go, if you want it, get it. And she goes, yeah, but I don't know, because that seems like the price is wrong. And I go, I don't care. If you want it, get it. If you don't, don't. And she goes, yeah, but the thing is, it's just, I'm not sure if that's the right price, and I shouldn't. And I go, get it. It's fine, or don't get it. Don't get it if you don't want it. I don't, because now there's people behind us. I just want to get the fuck out of Walgreens at 2 o'clock in the morning. So she goes, yeah, but I don't understand. And I go, do you want it or do you not want it? She goes, well, I can't. And I look at the guy and I go, we don't want any of it. Put it all back.
You did not.
And I walked out. And I walked out. And I beelined up to my car. I didn't wait for her. I went to my fucking car, and I got in the car, and I didn't know if she was in there paying for it or if she was out, because I was going to pay for it. It was the whole point. And so I get in my fucking, I was furious. Because I don't even know why. It's just because I'm bad with people, or with inconveniencing people, or I don't even know. It's just like, dude, if you want it, get it. If you don't, let's get the fuck out of here. Who cares? It's something at Walgreens. Guess what? If you don't buy it now, it'll be here tomorrow. It doesn't fucking matter. We're not in Ethiopia. These fucking supplies were not dropped from a transport plane. It's fucking Walgreens. It's a block away. If you want it, get it. If you don't, don't. But don't fucking ask me 9 times in front of strangers if you should get something. I don't give a shit if you get it. It doesn't matter. It's not life or death. If it was oxygen for you on your deathbed, Yes, we're getting it. But it was some frivolous bullshit that you don't care about. If you ask me, look, if you've got to ask me twice, you don't want it. If you're going to ask me once, there's a problem. Do you want it? Get it. If not, that 40 cents isn't going to make a fucking difference. Because again, guess why? We shouldn't be getting any of this. We have no money at all. None. Zero. You're working 12-hour days to make part of our nut. I'm barely there. I've got to try to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do in the next 2 weeks to make sure things don't start fucking collapsing in on us. So we shouldn't be buying any of this bullshit, quite frankly. So if you're going to ask me 9 times, we shouldn't get any of it. So we're going to walk the fuck out. Because I'm in no headspace for this, all right? I'm in a bad... You're going to ask me if we should buy something? No, we shouldn't buy anything. We shouldn't even eat. We should be drinking tap water and staring. That's all we've got left right now in our fucking lives. Will it change? Yes. Will it turn around? Of course it will. But right fucking now, if you're going to ask me what we should do, guess what? We should sit there. You know what? We should be biting our nails. That's it. That's the only thing we should be doing is biting our fucking nails, waiting. Waiting for the other shoe to drop so we can possibly pawn it and get some money for it. So I stormed out of fucking Walgreens, and she wasn't with me and I didn't even care if she was. I didn't even look for her, and I'm not going to leave her there, but I'm going to get in the fucking car and go pull around and get her. So I get in the fucking car, and I fucking put it in reverse, and I lean over, and I'm driving, and I look for her because I'm trying to see her, see if she's come out of Walgreens or not. And as I'm looking, I smash my car into the cement light pole that's behind me. Because I didn't look behind me because I was looking out the window to see where she was. And I didn't floor it, but I just naturally backed up, and I wasn't happy. So I was backing up, and I didn't check my little camera, because I usually look at my little camera. And I'm looking out my window, and then I look down at the camera just in time to see the approaching cement pole with the huge light attached to it as it's closing in on my car. And I fucking stand on the brakes, but if it's not fast enough, and wham, I fucking jam right into the goddamn pole. To the point where there are people in the parking lot, and all of them wheel to look. And I see Karen, and she's smoking a cigarette on the just out of my eyesight. Literally, I had to hit the cement light pole to see her, so that worked out perfectly. And people came out of Walgreens to see what the noise was that had happened in the parking lot. You know who didn't come out? The cashier, because he knows what the fucking noise is. He's probably surprised to see Karen still standing because I acted like the fucking asshole who stormed out of there and left his wife in Walgreens.
Oh my God.
So I smashed my fucking car into the cement light pole, and I didn't even look. I wasn't even going to get out and look. And because I'm stupid like that, all right? Because that's a fucking mistake. I already save your scoldings, all right? I know how dumb it was. Luckily, the back window was not smashed, so that's all I could see. The back window wasn't cracked or broken, so I was like, I didn't want to look at the damage. So I pulled up, and it was funny. Karen was smoking, and this is an indictment of me more than anything else. She didn't even react. Like, she didn't panic or go, oh no, or make a face. She's still smoking. Everybody else is looking around, and they come out of the store, and she's just smoking. She didn't even look at me. And then I saw her, and she did a slow burn, like a Jack Benny, just like turned her head with a cigarette in her mouth, like, yeah, nice job, and just turned back and kept smoking. And I pulled forward, and she got in the car. And she didn't say anything. And I said, look, I go, that was not on purpose. And she goes, well, I hope it wasn't. And I said, all of a sudden, I was backing up, and I was looking for you, but I didn't look in the camera, so I didn't see the pole. And she goes, that made a really loud noise. And I go, yeah, I guess so, since everybody watched. And then we had to go to Ralph's. So we go to Ralph's, and I get out, and I look at my car, and all it is there's a dent in the bumper. I didn't do any damage to the door, the hatch, or anything. So because I opened it and closed it, it was fine. It's just there's a nice little canoe in the bumper. Nissans are tough, folks. Just let a psychopath drive one. You'll find out. So we drive to Ralph's in silence. I check the car; it's fine. We get inside, and again, it's like 2:30 in the morning. And we were just picking up a couple things, and then finally she's like, well, what do you want me to make for Christmas dinner? And I go, what do you want for Christmas dinner? And all of the rage from Walgreens and everything else, then she just vomited it all over me in Ralph's. She goes, you know what? I want a fucking tradition. Remember when we did fucking meatballs? It was a fucking tradition. What happened to that? And I went, hey, you're the one who changed tradition on Christmas Eve from fucking movies and Chinese food to son of a gun, so I don't think you gave a shit about tradition. And she goes, yeah, well, you know what? That's what our tradition is. I go, then do it. Then make the meatballs. Who cares? Make them. Why are you fighting with me? Why do you have to ask me? She goes, because I want to make sure that you really want them. And I go, well, I want to make sure that you really want to make them. I don't want to tell you to make them. I don't want to give her orders on what to do. But she wants me to say I liked them. I don't fucking know. We're crazy. We're crazy people who don't have children. So all we can do is babysit one another until the grave. Fuck. So I said, well, then let's just get stuff here. Let's get stuff now. And she's like, well, you want to do the Christmas shopping now? And I go, we're here, aren't we? It's 2:30 in the morning, but they're open and there's food on the shelves. You want to come back here in the next 2 days when I can't come back? She goes, what do you mean you can't come back? I go, I'm busy. I'm not coming back to the fucking store in 2 days. She goes, well, all right. So we walked around and we bought everything. And guess what she didn't buy? Stuff to make meatballs. We get to the fucking meat department and she's like, do you really want the meatballs? And I go, oh my fucking God. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't give a shit if fucking Santa himself came down the chimney and threw meatballs at me. Shit them into my mouth. I don't fucking care. Fuck meatballs. Fuck tradition. Quit asking me for confirmation on what I'm fat. Do I want meatballs? Yes. Every moment of the day. Every waking moment of my life, even sleeping moments. If I'm asleep with my mouth open, put a fucking meatball in it. Stop asking. Of course I want meatballs. Look at me. I look like fucking Mario the plumber without the fucking outfit and the mustache. I'm fat. Make me a meatball and shut the fuck up. Didn't buy the meatball stuff then. Didn't buy it. We buy everything else. I buy a bunch of shit. We go home. We unpack. And then she's like, I wish you really don't want those meatballs. Oh my God. Seriously. Go to sleep so I can murder you and not have to look into your eyes. I can't kill you while you're awake. Go to sleep and have at least one pleasant moment of dreaming as I shuffle you off to fucking heaven. Quit telling me about meatballs. Make them or don't make them. I don't give a fuck. I got more important things to worry about in my fucking life at this point. And I can't order you to make meatballs. That's the thing. She wants me to tell her to make them. So why? So you can then go, oh yeah, Michael made me make meatballs. Fuck! Make them or don't make them. I don't give a shit.
Oh my God.
Drives me crazy. Drives me fucking crazy. We do it all the time. Talk past one another. She wants me to say something, and I want her to just say she'll do it. Our entire literally our entire marriage it's fail-safe. You ever see the movie Fail-Safe? Where the Russians might bomb us or we might bomb the Russians in retaliation? That's who my wife and I are. We're having a Cold War in the car at all times. And instead of missiles, it's meatballs. So then I went to pick up her Christmas stuff. I went to Macy's. And oh man, I went to Macy's to get her. She had asked for something earlier in the year, but I wanted to get her something different, and so I got her Chanel. She likes Chanel number 5. She liked it, and I don't care for it. I don't like warm scents, but Chanel has a new one called Chanel Noir, and I knew I was getting that for her, so I went and picked it out, and the sales girl was Asian. Oh, so Asian and so hot. And so I started talking about gifts with her and what I was getting for my wife. And I said I was getting this. And I also smelled the Chanel Mademoiselle, which had like a licorice thing happening, which I really liked. And that also came with a body, like a lotion. But I wanted the Noir because it was the newest one and I really liked the smell of it. So I said, I'm getting this. Because to me, look, we're fucked. All right, I told you that. Right now, our situation is completely falling apart. It's a house of cards. It's a Jenga game with one fucking log left to pull, and the whole thing falls. But it's Christmas, man. You got to open something on Christmas, right? And so save your letters. If you're going to write me and tell me that I'm fucked or I'm wrong or I'm stupid, because people are doing that too. I'm getting that. Whenever I talk about going to a movie or going to do something, I get these, oh, well, maybe I guess you're not really that broke if you're going to a fucking movie. Who the fuck are you writing me? Kevin? I don't need to hear from you. And that's the only name I'll fucking say. But I mean, I'm getting a handful of letters from people going, hey, dude, you shouldn't, I thought you weren't supposed to be spending money. I thought, dudes, guess what? Guess what? Okay? I am not always going to make the best decision. And if it means seeing my wife smile because I had to use my Macy's card to get her some fucking Chanel, I'm going to do it, okay? I don't always make the best decision. That's why this show exists in the first place.
Oh my God.
If you've listened to the show, you know that I don't always make the best fucking decision. That's why there's a show. And that's going to continue. So if it bothers you to hear me talk about it, then fucking tune out. And take your Dear Sir letter fucking walking. So I talked to the fucking hot Asian girl. And she bags up my Chanel Noir. And then I was going to get something different. And then I opted not to. Because Karen, when I destroyed my car at Walgreens, not really destroyed it, when I smashed my car at Walgreens, she was buying mascara. That was like... it was a good deal, she said, but it was real cheap, but she liked it. So I talked to a hot Asian girl at Macy's about getting Karen some mascara. And they had Chanel mascara, which was like $30. And I was going to get a couple of those. And I'm like, I didn't. You're shaking. It's funny, Lily's shaking her head. Because literally the Walgreens mascara, the mascara at Walgreens was $1. And Karen was like, this is a good deal. She was going to buy 3 of them until I stormed out to my car. And ran over a hobo and drove off into the night. So I was going to buy the $30, and then I went, you know what? What if that's not good? What if it's not? Because I don't know I don't know from mascara. I don't know the fucking difference if it's good or bad. But the Asian girl's like, I'm wearing it right now, and her eyelashes look like fucking fan dance fans. So I was like, those are really good. Could I stare in your eyes for an hour and decide if I want this mascara? She was so hot. She had like fucking, and a body, like a crazy, like an Asian girl with big tits and like a crazy body. And oh, dude. And then she dropped that thing. She's like, she said, my husband, bought it for me. And I said, you're married? She goes, oh, I have 3 kids, which is by the way, whenever anybody looks really good, they can't wait to tell you how many kids they have, because believe me, it was like locked and fucking loaded. And, I have to be honest with you, I was so happy with my response, because I was talking about the stuff, and I go, yeah, the thing is, I don't want to be a typical guy. I don't want to get just overloaded on a bunch of different stuff, but I want to make sure that she likes what I get. So I'm getting the Chanel Noir, and maybe I'll get the mascara. She goes, well, I can put together a little box of stuff for you. I said, no, because I don't know if she would like it, and I don't want to make her have to come and do all that stuff. So let me just get the fragrance right now. And she goes, well, my husband, he bought the mascara. As you can see, I think my lashes look great. And I go, they do. They look amazing. I go, husband? She goes, well, I'm married. I go, oh, wow. And she goes, yeah, I have 3 kids. And I went, the hell you say? Which is a fucking phrase that is not uttered nearly enough for my tastes. But to just be able to say it like that, I was so fucking proud of myself. Because I don't have game, folks. I got nothing. I'm halfway babbling, staring into an Asian's mascaraed eyes. I'm just trying to hold her eye contact and get out of there with the fucking Chanel without paying for everything else because she convinced me to. But honestly, she was like the only, because I've talked about this before when you go into the fucking perfume aisle. And look, Karen loves Angel. That's the thing. But she also loves other stuff. And I knew she would love the Chanel thing. And she also got another thing of Angel that I got for, whatever, who cares? I hold your letters. Because I bought her an Angel set that has Angel and like all the lotion and body wash, and I mean it was a crazy, like a suitcase of fucking stuff. And then the Chanel Noir, which is for special occasions. I don't know, because she's a cologne and a shoe and a purse woman, which is good. I know she got a vagina. Of course she's those things. What else would she be? She likes belt sanders. No, that would suck. Although she could probably buff up my bumper. after I fucking plowed into a hobo and a fucking light pole. Idiot. So this hot Asian girl at Macy's is talking to me, and I'm like, so I just get the Chanel Noir and I leave. And Christmas morning comes along, and Karen opens her gifts, which is nice because again, everybody should open something on Christmas. So she opens her stuff, and so I went to Sephora and I got her a gift certificate because I'm like, you know what? Then she can get all the makeup or whatever she wants, and I don't have to pick it out. And it was worth it just to go in and see all the girls wearing leggings in Sephora. That's still happening. I talked about it 2 years ago. It's still fucking happening. So Karen opened her stuff and she saw the Chanel and she just kind of freaked out a little bit because I haven't bought her Chanel before. And I said, you don't need to open that if you want to bring it. There's a gift receipt if you want to bring it and get something different. That's fine. She's like, tore it open immediately and sprayed it on herself at 9 in the morning. I'm like, great. And she really liked it, but she was like, well, I don't know. And I said, I said, I was trying to choose between that and the stuff Mademoiselle. I said, but there was, the sales girl was really nice. I said, because I was almost going to buy you both and then let you choose and bring one back. I said, but the sales girl told me, she goes, because I knew instinctually, like I said, as a guy, that's wrong. You don't just buy like 3 things and go, here, take the one you like best and bring the other 2 back. That's shitty. Make a decision. And when I did it to the sales girl, she's like, yeah, she goes, I wouldn't want my husband to do something like that. She goes, you should definitely specify. And that's why I settled on the Noir. She goes, how long did you talk to this girl? I go, oh, she was like this hot Asian girl. It was crazy. I go, you should have seen her eyelashes. They were like fucking like for blocks. And she's looking at me holding the fucking Chanel that I bought her. And I'm like, I can't stop talking about the hot Asian girl at the counter. And I'm like, I tried to get some samples for you, but the hot Asian girl, she was like, oh, I didn't even give her name because I didn't want to tell Karen her name. And I'm like, yeah, the hot Asian girl, she looked for samples, but she's confided in me. She said that the temporary help kind of takes all the samples when they come and they work at Macy's or at, some department store. So she looked and she couldn't find any, but she did look. You can make a face all you want, but she did look. Because I spent like 25 minutes with this chick, and because again, it was 9 in the morning on a Sunday. So who the fuck else are you going to talk to? They were open 24 hours, Macy's, because Karen and I went in there at 3 in the morning the night before, like we were looking around, for no reason, just zombified, walking around like idiots because we were having an adventure. After I'd almost smashed my car and we stormed out of fucking Walgreens. So I'm telling her about the hot Asian girl and how she couldn't find samples, but the hot Asian girl, she helped me pick out the Noir. She goes, I said, and she just looks at me. She goes, who was this girl? And I said, she was the counter girl. I'm just telling you that if you go back and you decide that you want to return it, she's the hot Asian girl at Macy's. You can't miss her, believe me, because she was hot. She had like big rack and, crazy eyelashes. And Karen, I could just see the blood draining from Karen's face, but I couldn't shut the fuck up. I couldn't stop babbling about the hot Asian girl at Macy's. But I mean it in a way of like I'm instructing her of who to talk to, but at the same time, you could clearly see that it was my cock doing all the talking. And so then I just shut the fuck up. Like I just stopped. And she goes, all right, well, did you know her name? And I go, no, I didn't get her name, even though I did. I'm not going to tell her that I got her name. But, I said, yeah, no, I didn't get her name. But you probably can't miss her. I'm shutting up now. It's like literally. And she goes, yeah, okay, well, this is really nice. I'm like, good. That's all I care about. Shut up. So that's your fault, Asians. Tricking me and all that stuff with your amazingly hotness and your mysterious ways. It's not my fault. I'm just a big dumb white guy. I get sucked into this. So then we go to the Monday Night Tease. And it was great. Our friend Lily performed and put glitter all over everything. And our friend Cece Stiletto was there with her giant rack. And it was great. It was a good time. Everybody was really good, did a nice job. However, there was a girl there who goes by the name of Nikita Bitch Project. And see, again, you Asians, why do you do this? Why do you send over a spy to the burlesque community to try to fucking shake things up? And it works. It totally works. I don't know what this girl was doing in Japan. I think she was just in sex school until she took a flight to America. I've now seen her perform 3 times. Just an ass that you just want to climb into and go to sleep. I mean, Jesus Christ. So she comes out and performs, and then here's the best part is like she's into it. That's the best part of the whole thing. Because again, there's a bunch of these girls in burlesque who are they're very attractive. You know, Lily's had some girls in the show who are really beautiful, but are real fucking arm's length, and they're kind of standoffish, and you can see that they're just kind of in it to do their routine, and then they go backstage and they put on like a winter coat and 4 pairs of jeans. And they take their hair down and they wipe their makeup off, and then they blend into the crowd. Then there are other girls, like, well, I mean, Lily, forget it. Lily, you know, you show up and Lily's in like a G-string and then changes into something more comfortable. Like, it's the weirdest. I don't even know how the fuck she does it. She was wearing like this weird tutu-looking dress that just, it didn't cover her ass. So she's wearing fishnets and her ass is out. And then she goes and changes into a sexier Santa costume. Like, it was like a Roger Rabbit movie. She's like, hold on, I'm going to change into something more comfortable. And you're like, what the fuck? How did that happen? I don't even know how you would own 2 things that look like that, let alone wear them in the same night. So, you know, and then there's other girls there, like I said, who just want to hide behind it. They come out and they do the routine, and they go into the back, and they get a cup of tea, and they put on slippers, and they put rollers in their hair, and they, oh no, that's just a character that I play. And Lily lives her character. Well, Nikita Bitch Project, I don't know if she lives her character in real life, because I don't ever want to see her in real life. I don't want to, because I don't want to know that she's just normal. I don't ever want to see this person be normal, because I've seen her at shows and she's into it. Like, she's into her routine, which is fine. She does her act, but then she goes backstage, and when she comes up for the curtain call, she's still naked. Like, she's still, because she knows she looks really good naked, and so she's happy being naked. And her routine that she did this week, she did it with Funny Eddie, Lily's boyfriend Eddie, and he came out dressed in like a James Brown from the Blues Brothers type of priest robe, and it was real garish and kind of loud. And they did "Happy People" by R. Kelly, and it was amazing because they mouthed all the words. That was the whole point. It was like a call and response between Nikita and Eddie, and they knew the lyrics and they were saying them back and forth to one another. And she would stop him, like interrupt him, because there's in the song there's parts that cut off. Like there's the call and response part where R. Kelly's talking to the crowd, and it was fucking beautiful. It was great. And she kept taking her clothes off, so she was like fun and sexy at the same time. Like it wasn't just like, hey, look at me with my clothes off. It was like, this is really fun, and the whole crowd is clapping and into it and watching this Japanese imp just get fucking naked and really enjoy it. And you just want to pick her up and put her in your pocket and run. God damn it. So I, unfortunately, because I'm a terrible, terrible liar, I'm staring. Like, I mean, I'm staring a hole through her. I mean, because other girls are dancing and whatever. And Karen and I are sitting there watching the show, and Karen's into it too. She's excited, and she likes burlesque, and the costumes and stuff are fun. But then Nikita comes out, and here's the thing, okay? I'm a guy, so I can just give you the guy point of view. You know, you're seeing girls all show long, and they're sexier, they're attractive, they're doing their burlesque thing. But then when someone different comes out, there's just, look, when you talk about scouting baseball players, scouts will tell you that the ball just sounds differently coming off of a certain prospect's bat.
So dirty.
It just makes a different sound. And Nikita Bitch Project, I'm here to tell you, she makes solid contact every fucking time. Because all the other girls, like I said, Cece Stiletto's in her robe and she's looking attractive, and everybody looked great, and everybody did a fine job. Cece sang, she was fucking cool and sang and was really good and got naked, and other girls got naked and it was fun. But Nikita Bitch Project, there's something about her. She comes out and every guy sits up straight, just in case she looks your way. It's that thing that some girls have where you just want to be noticed by them and you want to see them, but at the same time it's embarrassing because you know you wouldn't know what the fuck to do with it if you got it home. Like, you think you do and you think you would be able to, but in reality so out of your league. I mean, look, you'd have a puncher's chance. I always have a puncher's chance. But I there's no way I could hang. No way. But I'd like a shot at the title. I think we'd all like a shot at the title. So she comes out and she's having fun and she's getting naked and she's hot and there's a thing, you know it, and I'm sure there's things that guys have it. When a woman sees a man with confidence or some guy with just fucking swagger, you can totally feel it, where it changes everything and you're gravitating to him and you're like, Jesus Christ, I want to hear what he has to say. I don't give a fuck what it is. Whatever he's got, I want it. If he's selling, I'm buying. Well, Nikita doesn't even have to be selling. I'm buying. I'm not even buying. I'm taking. I mean, I'm like seriously staring. And every guy in the joint was. And there were some Asian dudes there that I think came just to see her. And then there were real people who were regulars. And it's funny because now the word is out among the regulars that this chick is like a prospect to watch. Like it's all these old grizzled scouts who are used to seeing all these different burlesque people. And they're like, yeah, we've seen it. But then when that prospect who comes out and the sound of the bat is just different, the ball coming off their bat, the sound is just different. Everybody gets their notepad out and takes fucking notes and pays attention. There's a guy named Bryce Harper. He's 19 years old. He plays for the Washington Nationals. And everybody hates him because he's like a young guy who has nothing but an amazing future ahead of him. And when he takes batting practice, everybody stops and watches. There's a guy named Giancarlo Stanton who plays for the Florida Marlins. He's 23 years old. He hits balls 500 feet in batting practice. Everybody stops and watches. Nikita Bitch Project is the Giancarlo Stanton batting practice of burlesque. Just is. Because her routine may not be like fucking flawless. It might not be technically perfect. Her costumes may not be stitched exactly the way they should be. But men don't fucking care. Men want to see a girl who's sexy in the moment and is standing there and is in command. And she was. So I'm sitting there with my wife and I'm sitting up and I don't know if you do this, if you feel it yourself, when you're sitting, watching a movie that's tense or watching a scary film and you start to feel your back tense up and you realize you're leaning forward or you're clenching your fists and you need to stop. That's how I was with Nikita. Like she comes out and she's dancing and I'm sitting up and I'm leaning forward and there's people in front of me. So I'm trying to, like, the other girls are dancing and I'm watching the acts. My head is moving where Nikita is going. Like, I'm the guy from the Larry Miller bit where he's like, you ever seen Men in a Strip Club? You ever seen Lion watching Gazelle? Or antelopes. That's what it was. Because my head is moving where she's moving. Because I didn't want anybody to get in front of me. I didn't want anybody to block my view of her at all. And I knew I shouldn't be doing it with my wife sitting right next to me, probably. Because Karen doesn't mind me looking, all right, to a certain extent. But there's a difference between looking and staring. And there's no doubt that I was staring. No doubt. I knew it. I was leaning forward and moving my head to make sure I didn't miss her when she went behind like a photographer or something. She actually leaned forward and started talking to people in the front row. I stood up to make sure I didn't lose sight of her. Just in case somehow she had fallen into the front row and they took her away and I never got to see her again. I wanted to make sure I had that final glimpse. So I stood up and sat back down. And here's the thing. Here's how I know. I screwed up. Because I watched her whole act and didn't move, like other than to stand up and follow my head all the way through. And then she finished and she walked off stage and everybody went crazy. And I'm clapping. And then I turn around and Karen's looking right at me. Karen's clapping. But she's just staring right at me. And not mad, but more just, really? That face, like, really? You can't keep it in your pants for 4 minutes over this?
Oh my God.
So I was like, I just looked at Karen and I smiled. And the show ends. And then when the show ends, there's photographs being taken. Like all the girls will pose for photos with you. And all the girls are down there and they're taking their pictures. And again, burlesque dancers, some of them are already out of costume. Some of them are in costume. Some of them are just naked, like our friend Nikita Bitch Project. She was just wearing pasties and panties.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. while other girls are wearing robes and parkas and caftans and fucking 9 shirts and football jerseys because they get, they're like, I'm off the clock, and they'll take pictures with their makeup on or their wig on or whatever, but they're punched out. Nikita, I've got a feeling she is never punched out at all. Like, I think, honestly, if I saw her at Trader Joe's, she'd be in pasties and panties and skipping through the aisles, buying ginger. Because that's all she eats, folks, is ginger. I guarantee it. Just ginger and pineapple. Her whole life is just one of bright citrus flavors. It would be like, she's like, you know what? It's like if Puffy Amiyumi decided to start stripping. That's who she is. Oh, God. Hi. Oh, Puffy Amiyumi. God damn it. All right. So the show ends, and everybody's taking pictures, and everybody's taking their burlesque photos and whatever. But people are taking pictures of the Nikita Bitch Project, and she keeps... She's got it down. Like, she keeps sticking her tongue out. Like, I can't even... Go look for her on Facebook. You'll see what I'm talking about. Like, she puts a hand up by her face and sticks her tongue out, and she's just all sex. She might be just being playful or whatever, but it doesn't fucking matter because coupled in with her body and the way she acts, it just was complete sex. So she's like, she keeps putting her hand up, and like someone else took a picture of her, and she like grabbed her tit and like kind of pushed it up and held it up. And I can't stop looking at her. Like, I'm just looking at her while she's getting the photos taken, and more, Karen's sitting next to me and we're talking and stuff, but I keep straining my neck to see fucking Nikita taking photos. And she's finally, she stops taking photos, and she's just talking now. She's not on stage anymore. She's just talking to these men that are down by the stage. And as she's talking, I don't even know what the fuck they're saying, okay? I can't hear it. They're down by the stage. There's music playing. But as she's talking, she's absent-mindedly pulling on her nipples. Yes, she was. Then she's doing it for their benefit.
Oh my God.
Okay? Because they were looking at her tits, and then she was like kind of bouncing them. Like she was doing this thing. You know when she does that, when she bounces her tits with her hands? Yeah. But then she was pulling on her pasties, like pulling on her nipples on her pasties. And I'm watching her, and my eyes got huge, like, because I couldn't. Because at the burlesque shows, there's never anything that's really overtly sexual. You know what I mean? Because that's the whole point, is it's not stripping, it's burlesque. It's an art form. And it's teasing, okay? Well, dude, if this wasn't teasing, I don't know what the fuck was, because she's sitting there in panties talking to these dudes who have no shot with her, and she's just kind of like pulling on her nipples and laughing like she's joking with them about something. And I'm looking, and I'm seeing it, and I look over at Karen because I realize that, oh fuck, I need to stop staring. But I look at Karen. Karen is also staring at her now. And just looks at me, and she goes, "She's dirty." I went, "Yep." I go, "Yeah, and she knows it." And she goes, "Yeah, she's dirty." I go, "Uh-huh." And she goes, "That's good, huh?" I go, "Yep, that's half the battle." So Asians, come on. What are you doing? Enough. We get it. You send your spies over here to be hot and then pretend you're not. That's the sad part, is you pretend that this isn't what you're trying to do. And we know what you're trying to do with your siren song. You're trying to lure us to our demise and just have a whole nation of Hajakirus or Harakujus or whatever the fuck Gwen Stefani hangs out with. We know what you're trying to do. Just trying to take over this country and just have us all in kimonos and wooden shoes. I see it. My wife saw it. That's how blatant it is. My wife saw it. You think you're being sneaky and getting over? You're not. My wife even saw it. And she doesn't see anything, ever. She can stand in a Walgreens with me, and I'm going to fucking, ready to blow up like a volcano. She has no fucking idea. She keeps asking me questions about meatballs, has no idea I'm about to lose my fucking mind, and yet she can see you guys coming over here and trying to use your wily sexuality to change everything. And I recognize that this is not on you, Asians. It's on us. Seriously, we should just let it go, but we can't. I see it, and I realize you're out of my league. There's nothing I can do about it, and I'm married anyway. What the fuck? But it doesn't matter. It's not going to stop me from sitting ramrod straight in my goddamn chair and leaning forward with my face, leaning forward with my waist and going, ah. It's like you got a fucking magnet and you're just pulling in belt buckles. What the fuck, Asians? Holy shit. But again, it's not on you. It's on me. And I wouldn't even know what to fucking do with you if I got you. Honestly, I wouldn't. Because just like my Nissan, I could bang a pole into it as much as I fucking wanted and I would do zero damage. Just like my Nissan, I would bang a pole into it as much as I wanted, and I would barely leave a dent. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. You can be friends with my friend David Hernandez at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. You can follow our friend Lily Von Stupp on Twitter at two different accounts, Twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp and Twitter.com/MNTs. Be her friend at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. If you'd like to write her a personal note and find out which of her friends thought it important enough to text her that he doesn't like sausage, you can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Just in time for this season, Sluggy Records is proud to bring you a very 80s Christmas. For the first time in this TV offer, you'll get holiday classics performed by all your favorite stars of the 80s. You'll get your hits from Thomas Dolby, Aha, Wham, Mr. U2, and this Ode to Santa by Gary Newman.
His name is Claus, and he makes all the toys. Then he brings them to all the good girls and boys. He's Claus.
We can dance if we want to with a man made out of snow, with a corncob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of gold. So we can dance, everybody take a chance. We can dance with a snowman with no pants. It's a frosty dance, it's a frosty dance. He ain't got no pants.
Well, it's Christmas Eve, alright. And Santa will be gone all night. So now my work is done and I can have some fun, and I'll be dancing with an elf. Oh, 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 dancing with an elf. Oh, 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 dancing with an elf. Well, she's pounding beers and she's got pointy ears, and I'll be dancing with an elf. Oh, 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 oh. Do you really want a real tree? Do you really want to chop one down? Drag my ass up to the tree farm, grab my axe and go to town. Our car is way too small, I told you, and I think we're out of twine. Who's gonna vacuum up my backseat? Your dumb ass for sure, not mine.
If that special someone on your gift list still wears parachute pants and a mullet haircut, they'll love this collection of holiday music like this Christmas classic from In Excess.
So slide down the chimney and give me a present and drink all the milk and eat the cookies too. And eat the cookies too. Santa, you're my guy. Oh, happy holidays to you. Happy holidays. It makes no difference if you call it Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, whether you're Gentile or Jew. Happy holidays. Oh, happy holidays to you. But I should. How can you just leave me standing alone with the hammer and wood?
This is a very 80s Christmas, available on 2 CDs for $19.99 or 33 8-track cassettes for only $63.50. Call 1-800-867-5309. Ask for Jenny. Call right now. Call today. That's 1-800-867-5309. A very 80s Christmas. Order now.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. I was there last Christmas Eve. It was a fantastic show, folks. I should have mentioned that earlier, probably. But, yeah, I was there. I don't know. Not sure I can remember exactly who performed. I know my good friend and producer of the show, Lily Von Stupp, performed. Hey, Lily.
Hi, Michael.
How are you?
I am good.
Fantastic.
How are you?
I'm good, I guess. Thank you so much. Last week's show was great. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And this week is the huge New Year's Eve extravaganza.
It is.
Not only in the back room, but the whole bar, right?
Yes.
The front room, the back room. 5 different burlesque shows. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, there's a band. There's 2 sets with a band. There's 3 sets that are nothing but burlesque. There's a little bit of crossover in both. We've got go-go dancers in the front bar. We've got a DJ. Open bar, $65 all night long. Yeah, I know.
$65 for open bar. And then there's
that's crazy.
bands and hot chicks that are partially naked. And yeah, that sounds amazing.
And boys. There's boylesque, too.
Don't say that ever because you'd want people to come.
The girls like to come.
No, girls don't want to come and see a dude take his clothes off.
Yes, they do. And then boys get lucky because their girls are all like, hey, there was a boy, too. That was hot. I'm really horny, too. And then they all go home and have sex. Yay.
Yeah, but then they dream about that dude.
Really? Really, Mr. Hard-On for Nikita? For
I don't
30
know
minutes?
what you're talking about, quite frankly.
Are you telling me you didn't take Karen home and bang the shit out of her?
Disappointing that
were
you'd
a
even
little
bring that up.
excited.
Why would you even think to discuss something like that?
Honestly, when you see something
So
that's
awful.
sexually attractive or something like that, it's like, hey, that was kind of exciting, and oh, let's go home and play with that.
I actually tried to get my wife to have sex with me in the bathroom at your club.
Yay! Thanks for keeping it classy at my club.
Well, that's what she said. She goes, "Do you really want to do that in Lily's club?" Where she and I go, "What is it? What are you? People are taking their clothes off in this room. What do you care?"
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah, that went well.
You should have. I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, well, guess what? I did. I had a vote, and I voted yes.
I think you guys did, and you're just not telling me.
I tell you, we did that once with you when we were out, and that did not go over very well. It turned into an issue.
Tell that story.
Well, it's not even a story. It's not even. Well, we went to a comedy show, quote unquote, in a basement of a hotel here in Hollywood, and I don't even know if I did a set. I don't remember if I did or I didn't. I don't know if you guys knew the comic or somebody, but it was Lily and her ex-husband, and then Karen and I joined them, and I may have done a set. I may have, but Karen and I disappeared.
Forever.
I wouldn't say it was that long, but it was noticeable, obviously, because then when we came back, essentially it seemed like there was a pool in the bar of how if we'd been fucking in the, how, you know what I mean? That, and I poker faced it, but Karen's not good at that. So yeah, that was the secret was out. So that did not go well.
It was awesome.
Sure, yeah, well, to you, but not to your ex-husband or anybody else in the room.
It was a bit of a stuffed shirt.
Oh, stop that nonsense. Anyway. So yeah, it was a big show this week, which was fun. And then this week at the New Year's Eve show is coming up this coming Monday. And then there's shows all through January. Are those on sale yet?
No.
Okay, soon though. If you go to MondayNightTees.com, you can check for all the information about shows that are upcoming. If you go to BrownPaperTickets.com, you can still get tickets for New Year's Eve right up until when?
I think 4 o'clock that day, I think, is when the sales.
Oh, so 4 o'clock New Year's Eve. Oh, look at that. So you guys have plenty of time. But get them early so she has an idea of who's coming and who isn't, and it helps, as I will tell you with my shows when we get to that. But yeah, if you want to get tickets, brown paper tickets, and they are going to be to sell, so please go ahead and pick them up if you're going to come to the show. Check out Burlesque, open bar, have fun. Afterwards, we'll all go for pie.
Yes, we will. They're open.
Are they really open?
Yeah, they're open. Yeah.
Oh my God! We went this week for pie at the House of Pies after the Burlesque show, and then watched Lily make out with people and over.
Nikita.
Yeah, that's true. Lily made out with Nikita with a pickle in their mouths. They Lady and the Tramp the pickle. It was very impressive. So yeah, you come on. How do you miss the House of Pies, folks? You definitely want to go to that. Come to the New Year's Eve show with the House of Pies, and then afterwards go to the House of Pies. Go to brownpapertickets.com for all the ticket sales for New Year's Eve. Go to MondayNightTees.com for all the information that you can. And be Lily's friend on Facebook and follow her on Twitter for any and all updates that you could want. And photographs, interesting photographs of shows. So go ahead and check those out. Remember to go to Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy and be my friend, and also look into live show pages that are there. There's Detroit and Montreal and London and a place in Virginia and all sorts of stuff there. Remember that I have shows on sale right now. We have sold, the dark room is small. April 5th. Is it April 5th or April 4th? When am I there? April 5th, Friday? I believe so. Hold on, Lily will get the calendar out and check it out. I should know these things off the top of my head, but I do not yet, because these are new shows, folks. But yeah, I have tickets on sale now at brownpapertickets.com for me in Aurora, Illinois at Comedy at the Shrine.
Friday is April 5th.
Friday, April 5th at the Darkroom Theater in San Francisco, California. That's the CD taping. So, well, let's do these in order. Right now, I'm February 1st. It's a Friday night at Comedy at the Shrine in Aurora. Tickets are on sale now at brownpapertickets.com for me there performing, getting the set ready for the CD taping, which is coming up. And also, I have a new show to announce, folks. I'll tell you that right now. March 29th at the Headwaters Theater in Portland, Oregon. That's right, the Headwaters Theater in Portland, Oregon. I am on my way to Portland. Really excited to come back and not have to run a long race up a hill. I'm happy to just come there and lay around and do nothing and then do a comedy show. But yeah, so March 29th, that's a Friday night at the Headwaters Theater in Portland. It's the week before the CD taping, so it'll be kind of like the final dry run of what I'm going to be doing for the CD. So I'm excited. So come out, Portland, support that, buy some tickets. So I'm playing to a crowd. I'd really appreciate that. And then April 5th, of course, Friday night is in San Francisco at the Darkroom Theater. The Success Is Not an Option CD taping with a Special Thing Records. I'm excited to be there doing that. Thank you so much for all of your support up to now. Tickets have sold for San Francisco, some for Chicago. But tickets, of course, are still on sale at Brown Paper Tickets for Chicago/Aurora, San Francisco, and now for Portland for March 29th. If you want to pick up a ticket for the Headwaters Theater in Portland, Oregon, I would appreciate it. Portland has been asking me to come back. There is a page for, I think, Eugene, Oregon. And I'm sorry I couldn't come exactly to Eugene, but Portland works, right? It's a nice place. I'm excited. So hopefully you guys can make the trip up from Eugene. If you wanted to see me there, that'd be great. So come out and check me out in Portland. I'd appreciate it very much. Please go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the Joe Business page for Thorgar and Yeep and Fireboy mugs via Zazzle.com, for Scar Panda, I'm yawning, Scar Panda and Red Boy t-shirts available right there on the website. Click through and you'll go to PayPal and have to buy them there. Tweakedaudio.com/40, always supporting the show. I do appreciate Bruce and Peggy and everybody over there supporting the show. So earbuds are on sale now. Tweakedaudio.com/40. Go ahead and pick those up. And also year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4 download sets available individually or together as the Podcast of the Caribbean set. That's 4 sets for the price of 3 available now. And also the Schmitty Comes Alive download set. It's not a set. It's just a link. Actually, it's one show. It was a 90-minute show here at the Los Angeles Podcast Festival. Schmitty Comes Alive. It is still available. $5 audio download available at the Joe Business page. Go ahead and pick that up. And also, don't forget that artwork, autographed artwork, is available for the show. Any of the artwork you've seen for the IDs or the actual artwork for the show, I have 3 of them sitting here right now that were just signed today by Lily Von Stuff that will go out in the mail in the next couple days. So if you ordered artwork, please know that it is coming to you soon. If you've ordered shirts, please know that all those orders will be filled this week. Thank you so much for all of your ordering. I do appreciate it. And remember to go ahead and buy tickets, like I said, at Brown Paper Tickets for the live shows. Be my friend on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. And if you haven't gotten enough of my voice today on this show, and I don't think that you have, go ahead and check me out. I didn't just do this. I did an episode of a podcast called The Catalog. It's The Catalog Podcast. You can find it in iTunes. Chris Melton, who's a fan of this show, was a very nice man. He met me in Chicago. He actually drove all the way. He was a guy, he came to the Chicago show, and he had ridiculous hair, like crazy, because when he walked in, I thought he was Dave Mustaine. Like, I even said that to him. I made a joke about him because he walked in late. And he had really crazy hair, but then he just saw me in St. Louis. And when he saw me in St. Louis, he's like, "Can I do an interview with you for my podcast?" I said, "Sure." And then he interviewed me at White Castle. like after the show, we went, because I said, where do you want to do this? He goes, I'll do it after, whenever. And then we went up with a bunch of people at White Castle, and he took me aside to a table, and we talked. I have no idea what I said. I really don't remember any of it. Because, again, I was in a fucking White Castle. But you can check out the Catalog podcast, which is available on iTunes right now. And a fan of the show, Chris, and his friend Lindsay was there. I think it was Lindsay. God, I'm trying to remember. Don't kill me. But I'm pretty sure that's who was there. I'm not sure if she is a member of the podcast or not, but she came out for the White Castle and could not have been more pleasant. So go ahead and check me out, my voice on the Catalog podcast, available now in iTunes. Find it and tell me if it's any good. I haven't been able to download it just yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I did not go out of town for Christmas. I was home, like I said. Karen and I were here, and I'll be here for New Year's as well. My mom moved. I think I told you that. She moved from Chicago to Florida without telling me. And then she just recently had surgery. My mom had to have a shoulder replacement. She's already had I think she had a knee replaced, and now she's getting a shoulder. My mom's a fucking cyborg. So my mom had surgery like a month ago, and my stepdad called me the day of the surgery, and he said, hey, your mom is, she's totally, apparently my stepdad's from the Valley. He said that apparently her surgery was grody to the max, but luckily they gagged her with a spoon and she was fine. My mom's surgery he said she was totally groggy, but he said she was fine. She came through it okay, and she was home already. So it was like an in and out type of deal. So this is like a month ago. Okay. So I don't hear from them, and then I call them after a couple days, and their phone is disconnected in Florida. So I call my mom's cell phone, and I get the cell machine, and now my mom doesn't do a voicemail message on her phone. So you get the robot, you have reached this number, and all that bullshit. So I leave a message, and a few days go by, and I don't hear from them. So I call my mom's cell phone again. And again, this is, like I said, this is a month ago. So a month passes. I call them 10 times. I leave 10 messages on the cell phone, to the point where I finally start leaving messages like, hey, if this is, and I say my mom's name, if this is her phone, please call me. And if it's not, please call me and tell me that it isn't, and I will stop bothering you. But you need to let me know what's happening, because I just keep calling this number and it's a void, and my voice is going into space, and I need to know, and of course, which is not helping, I'm sure, with this stranger on the other end, as they're just laughing their ass off every time I leave this long fucking convoluted message. So finally on Christmas Eve, I was in my house and I hadn't heard from them, and I don't know what's going on. And so I fucking Googled my stepdad, because we got a Christmas gift in the mail from them with a return address. So I Googled my stepdad with the name of the city, and he came up in the white pages of Florida. So I call them up, and I'm like, I get their machine, but this time it's my mom's voice on the machine. I said, hey, I've been calling for a month. You don't call to let me know what's happening, and then I get a message from you in the mail, and my mom's handwriting's all fucked up, and I'm like, is she crazy? What happened to her? So I try to leave a long message, and I'm like, look, I'm calling the cell phone, da-da-da. So, and I'm trying not to be pissed. It's that weird thing where because I can't yell at my mom like she's my kid, but at the same fucking time, don't freeze me out. I mean, I got to know what the fuck is happening. My mom's getting up there. She's almost 70. My stepdad's 72. So, and you just get your shoulder taken out. What the fuck? It could be getting eaten by fucking, they're in the Everglades, getting eaten by alligators. So finally my mom calls back. It was the day before. I called on the 23rd. My mom calls back Christmas Eve and leaves a message on the phone. She's like, oh, I can't believe you're worried about me. We're fine. And you know what's funny? It's like a reverse Harry Chapin, because my mom is just like me. I've grown up, but she's just like me, because it's like I could go months without talking to brothers or like I did this once when I moved to Tahoe. I didn't talk to anybody for almost 8 months in my family. I didn't call them. They didn't know where to get a hold of me. And I just was like, well, I'm alive. They're alive. Everything's fine. But I mean, I didn't know if they were alive. I wasn't fucking talking to them. But my mom was the same way. She's like, oh, I'm glad to hear you're fine. And we're fine. Yeah, we're in Florida. Everything's fine. Give us a call. And she leaves a number. It's the same. It's a different number. So Christmas Day, I call her, and she's like, oh, hey, hi. And I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? Why? I called, and I left messages. She goes, oh, I don't get any bars down here. I don't use my cell phone. all right, well, you've got 10 messages from me on your cell phone. She goes, yeah, I got to switch to Verizon. AT&T doesn't work where we live. We live right by the Gulf. I'm like, okay. Were you going to call ever to tell me like what was going on with your arm? Well, yeah, we were waiting to hear from you. And I go, well, the number was different. Yeah, we changed it. I forgot to tell you, I guess. Oh, my God, yes. Just tell me you don't want to fucking hear from me, okay? That's fine. I'll leave you alone. There's a sense of obligation, and I do want to talk to you because you're my mom, but at the same time, if you don't want to fucking hear from me, I will not bother you again. Yeah, we're fine down here. I can't move my arm. It's, it's taped to my body, and it's going to be for another month, and then I got to start therapy, but I'm okay, and I'm all right, fine. So I talked to my stepdad. I'm like, dude, what? You guys don't call? I said, I had to Google your name. And he's like, yeah, I heard that. I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, I'm fishing every day. Everything's fine. I said, well, good. He goes, oh, here's a funny story for you. He goes, I get up in the middle of the night, and I'm in the John, and I'm sitting on the crapper, and it's completely pitch black. Like I haven't turned any lights on. And I'm sitting in there, and I hear like a rustling noise. And I don't know what it is because it's dark, but I don't, it's Florida. Could be anything outside or inside. And he goes, I hear your mom. And she says, Dan, that you? And I said, yeah, it's me. I reached over and I turned on the light, and your mom is standing there with a .38 in her hand, pointing it right at me in the head. Ha 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 ha! Just pointing a gun right at my face. Ha ha ha! It's hilarious. It's a good Christmas story, Dan. So yeah, it was good news because now I know that you can defend yourself if anything hits the fan. You should have seen it was hilarious. She got one bad arm. She got her right arm pinned up against her body, but she got her left hand. She got her .38 pointing it right at my head. Ha 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 ha! It was hilarious. And I looked at her and I go, you're going to get killed that way. She goes, no, I'm going to kill you this way. He goes, no, I got another pistol here in the bathroom. We'll have a fucking shootout right here in the bathroom. They'll find both of us like months later. I said, well, I'm not going to call you, so that's not going to be a problem. I don't know what's greater, the fact that my mom is she's going left-handed with her gun into the bathroom, still pointing it after Dan announces that it's him, or that they keep a pistol in the bathroom just in case. I am not my mother's son. I'm serious. And it's just, she's got guns and Crown Royal and all sorts of shit. My mom's a drug lord waiting to happen. Getting high with guns. One bad arm. I just picture my mom looking like Jimmy Cagney, all fucking taped up from Public Enemy, but with one gun in her hand, ready to go down blazing. What the fuck? Maybe it's a good thing I don't go to Florida. I'm going to get shot. Literally, knock on the door. That's probably why they didn't answer the phone. I called and they just shot it in the middle of the night like Freddie Prinze. They got no fucking idea. You ever hear that story? It's the best story ever. Leno tells that story about Freddie Prinze. I think I've told it on here. He lived with Freddie Prinze. Freddie Prinze was in the bedroom once and the phone wouldn't stop ringing. Freddie Prinze shot through the fucking wall until he hit the phone and knocked it off the hook. And that guy killed himself. What a shock. What a surprise. You know what? Freddie Prinze should have moved to fucking Florida. My mom and stepdad would have shot him. He wouldn't have the fucking... Because I have a tone. Because you know why? Because I talk quickly and I don't fucking think. That's why. I think that's what it means when you have a tone. Is you don't fucking bother to care what comes flying out of your goddamn mouth. I try to grow the show and I want people to get on board and they're like, I listen to it and you talk too fast. Really, I talk too fast. How the hell else am I supposed to cram all of this into a small 3-hour window? Dude, there's no script. I just go over this shit on the fly. Makes me laugh. doesn't make you laugh, turn the fucking station. And by turn the station, I mean turn the wheel of your car right into a guardrail. Jesus fuck. Hey, where you going, boy?